Yeah, we have seen plenty of this man. Another hot day. But all of that exertion will be worth it if he can hold on to the lead. Andreas Leknesund looking to pick up his first World Tour win. We know he can climb. We know he's good against the clock. 6 points in the King of the Mountains competition for him over the top as well. And there's a chance he could be going into that jersey today.
And obviously he's going to take a lot more risks as well on the descent than maybe what the peloton would do.
So here we go, a couple of Bahrain jerseys moving to the front. I wonder if they're just going to make sure that they don't use the yellow jersey here. Remember, 55 seconds, the magic number. However, another 10 seconds on the bonuses if Leknesund, as we think he probably will do now, wins the stage. So that means that they'd have to take the gap down to around 45, 46 seconds.
Yeah. Which is definitely a possibility with 9 kilometers to go.
They're here, the Vikings, and they're ready to take on the Tour de Suisse. A Nordic feel about things at the front of the road and on the side of the road today. 8.8 Ks to go, and Andreas Leknesund from the Arctic Circle is here in the Swiss hills, and he's ready to make a name for himself as a professional bike rider. Yesterday we talked about somebody who had been highly praised as a youngster, finally making a big step forward. It could be a bit of deja vu as we go into stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse. And it's still a 1 minute 21 second advantage for Leknesund over the peloton. He's looking great, Magnus.
He is. He's doing such a strong ride here. Slowly but surely just ticking off a couple of seconds here and there, the peloton, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I think as you were explaining a moment ago, it could be enough to stop him from getting a silly lead in the GC or anything like that that's going to worry anybody. Could be enough from maybe Stephen Williams not losing the jersey. We'll have to wait and see there, but as it stands with 8 Ks to go, it's definitely not enough right now to stop him winning the stage.
No, I don't think so. It would require something very special from the peloton here to win the stage out of this now.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Because DSM, sorry man, let's come back in a minute, but DSM are just trying to disrupt the chase a little bit here. They've got to ride a second wheel.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? If they let you in up there, then jump on the wheel. That's no problem. But Intermarché riding, that must mean that they're either worried about Leknesund for the GC with Pozzo Vivo, or that Christoph is actually feeling pretty good and wants to sprint.
Told you the Vikings were here today. One Norwegian against another, maybe. This man, though, compared to Alexander Kristoff, he comes from the cold north. There are days in Tromsø where you don't see the sun. Leknesund has seen plenty of it today, and he could be seeing glory at the end of the day. 6.5 Ks to go, and in another 2 kilometers, Magnus, he's only lost 3 seconds.
Yeah, and with the speed that they were travelling at, you can see the motorbike there was doing about 90 kilometers an hour. Leknesund isn't going to lose an awful lot of time either. I'm just seeing Pasqualon is in here as well for Intermarché.
That chase nowhere near organised enough, is it, with that man just sitting as an anchor, and there's a lot of looking behind when you're going to come through. Of course, the man in the black's not going to come through, is he?
Of course not. Of course not. And Leknesund still looks like he's got some energy left in there. It's not really slowing down, and obviously perfect roads for this, sort of falls flat downhill all the time. So even if your legs are screaming, you can still keep the speed going somewhat.
He's coming on now to an easier part of the descent for him, where it will be harder for the peloton to take time back. It's that last, what is it, 2, 3, 4 kilometres once he gets to the bottom here, where it becomes a little bit more difficult. And that's the only last remaining doubt. If there was to be an almighty collapse at the bottom, the legs suddenly denied, that's when he could be in trouble. But it's not looking like it.
No, no.
You can almost see the finish line here. 5Ks to go.
Obviously, we know if the peloton starts to do a lead out as well in the final couple of kilometers, when they really press on, you know, we've seen a peloton almost bring back 15 seconds, 20 seconds in the final kilometer when they get going properly. If it's an organized lead out, that is.
Reminder for those of you checking on the general classification, Stephen Williams fans, Welsh viewers, 55 seconds the magic number for now, but if Lekneston goes on to win the stage, that'll be 10 more bonus seconds, so that would be 45 seconds, the magic number after that. Just about to hit the false flat sections again now, Leknesund, and the flatter area of the run-in. Here he goes into town. Goes uphill for a little bit, then down again and stays flat. We've already seen the last couple of Ks, haven't we, on that straight road. This is his last obstacle now to survive. In the meantime, Cher and Ruch, the last two to be caught from the breakaway in front of Leknesund.
Isn't Holmes still in there? In between. I thought he was the next one to go over, so I think he's ahead of Cher and Ruch.
Into Ettingen. Andreas Leknesund is just over 3 kilometres away from taking a stage win on the World Tour at the Tour de Suisse. It'd be the biggest victory of his career so far, and it might yet come with a yellow jersey. He started the day at 1 minute and 1 second from the overall race lead. Behind, they're gaining on him, but not quite enough yet to threaten his stage. Alpecin Phoenix, UAE Emirates and Intermarché, the main teams chasing. It's UAE who have Hirschi, who have Trentin, Intermarché perhaps with Christophe, definitely with Pasqualon. 1 minute and 5 though, Magnus. He's on his way.
Yeah, that's a big big gap of nothingness there.
105 then. And still that black jersey from DSM just anchoring things, helping this man out. Another kilometre ticks by. 2 to go now for Andreas Leknesund, and he's still got over a minute of an advantage. Peloton is much thinner after that descent as well. They are giving everything, but it looks to me like they might have left it too late.
Yeah, it looks. I think the stage one is definitely in the bag. You know, but the question is going to be whether it takes the jersey, whether it's etapa by Maglia.
Are you surprised that there's no red jerseys here helping out at the front?
I am. I'm really quite surprised by that.
I mean, if you were Stephen Williams, you might be a little disappointed by that, wouldn't you?
You would be, but you know, it's also at this point, you know, it's a little bit too late to do all that much. But even Stevie at that, if he wants to keep the jersey, maybe come up and give a hand himself if he hasn't got any teammates left. I don't know. I haven't seen that many Bahrain Victorious jerseys there.
He's coming into the final kilometre now. He has just under a minute of a lead. The jersey might just be tipping away from him, but whatever happens, he's on his way to a stage win.
Now this is now full gas for the lead up. I'm expecting this to get a little bit harder for Leknesund to hold on to that jersey. But
he's realised he's done it.
Yeah.
Almost 5 hours of racing in the heat again. A long way from home in the hills of Switzerland. And at 23 years of age, Andreas Leknesson knows he's about to win a professional bike race on the road, on the international stage. The peloton now approach 1 kilometre to go, but further up the road, 300 metres from the line, Andreas Leknesson is about to come of age as a professional bike rider. He's been out in the breakaway. He attacked on the climb. He played to his strengths, and he's going to take the biggest win of his career to date. Andreas Leknesson arrives on the scene, the 23-year-old winning stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse. A huge victory for the man from DSM. He takes the stage, 10 more bonus seconds. That means he's 45 seconds away from the lead of Stephen Williams. And now we count to see if he'll take the yellow jersey as well. 20 seconds. Remember, 6 and 4 bonus seconds available too. There's Simmons on the left-hand side going for it. You can see the sprint for the placings here taking place. Now it's ticked to 30 seconds. It's going to be a tight one, this, for the yellow jersey. Michael Matthews up there. Matthews in the blue jersey. But at the moment, it's a real opportunity for Bettiol out there. Oh, wow. Now then, has everybody been listening to the radio here? Has everybody been listening to the radio here? I'm not sure, because Alberto Bettiol thinks he's won the stage. Oh dear. He might want to look around, because celebrating already is Andreas Leknesson. Leknesson wins the stage. I'm not quite sure he's done enough to take the yellow jersey, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's a huge day in the young career of a man who was talked up for big things. And it's a bit of deja vu after day one, Magnus.
It is a bit, isn't it?
So we'll wait to get the proper results, but what on earth was going on behind there? Because it's clear that Alberto Bettiol thought he won the stage.
Oh, and they're all congratulating him as well, thinking that he's won it.
Well, there he is with Matteo Trentin. Who's going to break the news to him?
I don't know.
I think they're having a laugh. I think they know
they're
already.
having a laugh there, yeah.
Somebody's already broken that news. And Matteo Trentin, I think, was poking a little bit of fun at him.
Yeah.
All the glory to this man. And this was the real winning moment. Andreas Leknesson allowing himself to enjoy the moment. It's Leknesson, Bettiol, Matthews, the 1, 2, 3. And we wait for the timed gap to see what happens with the yellow jersey. Because it was tight, that.
I think roughly 39 seconds that Bettiol came across the line there, which would, unless there were any time gaps or splits in the peloton, which I don't think there was, would mean that Williams would keep hold of that jersey.
It's a breakthrough moment for Andreas Leknesson. He still can't believe it. He better had. It's interesting, isn't it, what a moment like this can do for you, because he's been, again, like Stephen Williams yesterday, talked up. Okay, he's not had the extra couple of years that Williams had with the injuries and the problems, but he came into the peloton a couple of years ago. You know, this guy's going to be a superstar. This is what's going to happen. Oof, he's finally got that first huge victory, and, well, here's the comedy moment of the day. Oh, no, you haven't. Oh, no, you haven't, Alberto. Somebody was telling him porky pies on the radio.
Yeah, and I think that's something that he's going to play over and over in his head again. I think there's a lot of us out there who's done this at some point in their careers and not known.
And look at the three riders he's beaten there in the sprint. Yeah. Matthews, Trentin and Pasqualon. We know that Alberto Bettiol's a top rider, winner of the Ronde of Flandre, stage of the Giro d'Italia, but, you know, they're all guys that in the sprint you might expect to beat him. They're wondering about celebrating behind there. That's the celebration you want to see, though. The SM with their arms in the air. And Andreas Leknesund is the winner. .38 seconds is right, so Stephen Williams remains the leader in the general classification. By my reckoning, it'll be around a 7-second lead, I think, ahead of Andreas Leknesund. An emotional moment then for the man from North Norway, who in the heart of Switzerland has become a very, very big pro bike rider. Leknesund winning the stage ahead of Bettiol and Matthews, with Pasqualon and Trentin in the top 5. Nikias